1970, 1970, 1970, 1970. Nací un día de junio del año 77, planeta Mercurio y el año de la serpiente. Signo patente tatuado y en mi frente que en el vientre de mi madre marcaba el paso siguiente. Nacer, llorar sin anestesia en la camilla. Mi padre solo dijo esa Ana María. Sí, sería el primer llanto que me probaría, que mandó las heridas y dándome la batería. Solía ser entonces como un libro abierto, pero leí la letra pequeña del texto, como un arquitecto construyendo cada efecto. Correcto, incorrecto, se aprende todo al respecto. Saber que algunas personas quieren el daño, subir peldaño toma tiempo, toma...
Jesse, this is about the copper salt that we have. Have you ordered the new shipment?
Yeah, I got it, and it's coming by plane today.
It's coming by plane?
Yeah.
And where's it being delivered to?
To the lake. Isn't that what you wanted, Mr. White?
No, you idiot, Jesse! Those chemicals are soluble, and they will dissolve in water. When does that shipment come in, Jesse?
In like 5 minutes.
Get the boat!
Mr. White, what's the problem? I thought this is what you wanted. Got you the drugs?
You got them, but this is where you're wrong, Jesse. All these chemicals are soluble in water. Now they're no good. We cannot use them. These are insoluble, so we can still use them. So I'm going to come up with a way so you can't forget and make this mistake again.
Alright, Mr. White.
Okay, look, all the group 1s are soluble. For group 1, Gus, you're going to have an A for acetates. Always. N for nitrates, so it will be needed. And then it will be our assistance. Do you think you can remember that?
So G stands for group 1, A stands for acetates, N stands for nitrates, and assistance stands for ammonium. Mr. White?
Yes. So, how would you remember that? How are you going to remember that?
Gus always needed our assistance.
Yes.
Pretty dope, Mr. White, pretty dope.
Okay.
What about these, Mr. White? What about these?
These are the exception to the rule. Okay. Saul Goodman is sometimes a good lawyer. The only two letters you're going to pay attention to is Saul Goodman. The S and the G. The S stands for sulfates. The G stands for group 17. These have exceptions to when they're soluble and when they're not soluble. Your sulfates are not soluble with barium, calcium, strontium, silver, mercury, or lead.
Alright, Mr. White, so you're saying Saul Goodman is sometimes a good lawyer?
Yes.
But he was always a great lawyer.
We know different.
Alright, so S, sulfates, G, group 17.
17s. And your group 17s are only not going to be soluble with these three. PMS. Lead, mercury, silver. You just need to know the symbol for lead. I hope you can remember that. So it would be PMS.
Kind of like what you have all the time, right, Mr. White?
No. Saul can't always ban searches. So it would be calcium, barium, strontium.
So Saul can't always ban searches.
So he is PMSing.
So he's PMSing.
And then remember, Goodman is PMSing.
Goodman is PMSing. Not bad, Mr. White, not bad. Science!
Now these are the insoluble ions. Now we have carbonate, phosphate, chromate, sulfur, and hydroxide. These are always insoluble unless they have an exception, marked by the star. A nice way to memorize the majority of the exceptions is through the mnemonic. Detective Roberts likes working narcotics, smoking a cigarette. Other than that, you can also look at ammonia and barium. This mnemonic applies to both this string of ions and this ion. The difference is that these have another separate exception where barium is the exception to hydroxide and ammonium is the exception to this string of ions.